short and sweet. We focus pretty much on leveraging new partnerships to increase growth, marketing awareness. So we did a lot of probing into all the different problems, including the other two categories, and we realized a lot of these categories, I mean, everything's kind of systemic. All the problems kind of work together, and the opportunities work together. So we kind of came up with like a basic methodology to leverage new partnerships and kind of figure out which kind of groups we want to partner with. So kind of the first step that we wanted to use with partnerships is we wanted to legitimize the ASDEC training program, pretty much get it like accredited by either a research institute, university, or another dyslexia organization. And getting kind of the legitimacy behind the training program is going to do a lot of things for the organization. It's going to be marketing and awareness amongst other larger organizations, including the government, and that who knows what direction that can take if you gain that legitimacy. But it also helps to pretty much strengthen their brand. So once again, that is going to be part of some of the other solutions that people have proposed. The second step is pretty much to start making partnerships with organizations in order to achieve more growth. We kind of identified some organizations, which Jesse will talk to you about, but this will help us, partnering with other organizations will give us kind of economies of scale to operate and pretty much give more self-sufficiency to the organization. But we realized that not all the growth has to be internal, a lot of this can be external. So that's where these partnerships come in. So Jesse, if you want to elaborate.
So, obviously ASDEC isn't really that big of an organization right now, but once, we have the methods of teaching, accredited, have a research institution to back it up, we can then go to large institutions to, like whether it be publications, journals, magazines, just to talk about ASDEC's methodology and how, certain research shows that this is the best approach to teach kids with dyslexia. So some of the organizations we could talk to is like Kaplan, because I know right now, if you try to go to these larger organizations, it might be a bit tough. You might, ASDEC might risk losing some of its political power, and trying to they might have to sacrifice some of their goals if they're trying to partner with these larger organizations. But if they do get their research and they do get this accreditation backed up, I feel like it'd be a lot easier to get their name with with some of these larger institutions like Kaplan, whether it be other journals that talk about some of the methodology in teaching kids with disabilities and things like that. So.
Yeah, I think you're looking at several different ways of partnering with other places. I mean, if you want to just grow, one way to do that would be to look at another large dyslexia nonprofit like the one in Texas, figure out what kind of best practices to pull away from that as far as how do you grow big. And then, as Jesse and Chris talked about, you want to both gain new partnerships with other organizations, but also look at where you already have a history, where you've already partnered with, and understand if you're leveraging that and getting the most out of those relationships, and whether that can lead to other new relationships. It's going to be a good approach. So. Yeah, I think as we were kind of probing and asking questions, building new partnerships has to do with marketing, which also has to do with kind of retention and looking at existing partnerships. And so I think you can kind of see a cyclical relationship between all the different groups here. So that is it for us. Any questions?
When you spoke about accreditation, do you know from where you get this accreditation from?
Well, when I say formal accreditation, it's more of a legitimacy from research organizations who kind of look at the actual training program and affirm that. And I know that they've already gone to research organizations, but I guess we haven't really researched formal accreditation.
Just to that point, actually, ASDEC is accredited by INSWIC, the International Multisensory Language something association. So it does have an accreditation, but I think the point is still useful to consider. It's not clear to me that INSWIC sort of publicizes this that much, even though it's a national accreditation organization of multisensory techniques. I think their sort of focus on that is good, but it is accredited. It's sort of like no one knows it. I mean, we announce it, but it sort of somehow doesn't seem to have a national
those are some of the similar things that I think we've done to try to gain some traction. And just an example, I mean, I'm doing a workshop that you guys know about where we basically go to Grandstand and actually run kind of a benchmark workshop for our program against other programs around the country. And I'm wondering if there's something, there are other organizations out there, that if there's, you know, through the Department of Ed or some people that actually care about these kind of things, these particular in these areas, there would be a way to drive grant to get some funds to run a workshop like that, which would then maybe lead to future partnerships. Sometimes there's not all those sorts of things. The second thing is, I mean, I know from my experience, I'm always looking for education students that want to come in and research on our program. I think there probably be, you know, from what I found in being a graduate student at education school, there's always people that are looking for like science and study or they're open to having their data be released, and people that write dissertation notes and they're looking for places usually. So if you can, some of the partnerships with maybe going around to ed schools and finding some professors who do research in this area, communicating to the journals, hey, what professors are writing about research in this area. Do they have grad students who come and study with them who would be interested in coming in and doing research in that area? And do those professors know about the funding opportunity to partner together for some funding opportunities? And those kinds of things I think are ways, exactly, what you're talking about is kind of an academic institution approach towards getting some variety of things that you're going to get from those.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.